To some degree, I'm still in denial. I'm still trying to accept the fact that I have Parkinson's, but I've tried to replace that by embracing the fact that I have it. I have it. I shouldn't be embarrassed I have it. Guys, I didn't ask to have this disease, but I've decided that I'm going to take this disease head on, and I'm going to do it through athleticism. And the biggest part of that for me right now has been boxing. I just can't say enough about what the sport has done for me. I'm never going to get in the ring. I'm never going to spar, but I don't need to do that because I'm getting the repetition. I'm getting the muscle memory part of it through repetition, and I'm amongst friends. I mean, I'm amongst a family of people here that treat me that way. Good morning, my name is Marty Maibuecher. I'm 61 years old. I consider myself to be a Parkinsons athlete. Everybody that walks in this gym is an athlete. Everybody that walks in this gym faces some type of adversity, and I just happen to face Parkinson's. Parkinson's tries to steal the physicality, your regular flow of body movement. You know, Parkinson's makes you a little bit more rigid and stiff, and I find that boxing techniques, jumping rope, moving your arms, shadow boxing, are all elements that improve and make me more flexible. And Parkinson's typically it's unilateral and starts on one side. And I had noticed that just through physical exercise that it had been a little bit more exhausting on my left side. My left foot dragged a little bit, and my left hand would shake and tremor a little bit. So I decided to obviously go see a doctor, and the doctor vetted it out and through some testing determined that I had Parkinson's, which was a shock because typically Parkinson's doesn't occur until age 60 plus. Physical exercise is going to be one of the biggest components to staving off the progression. And the fact that I've always been athletic, I've never been a superstar, but I've always been athletic, lended itself to the fact that, you know what, it's easier to teach somebody to go out and do something new from an exercise standpoint than somebody who's never exercised before and say, hey, you've been diagnosed with Parkinson's, go box. I'm the guy that always packed the lunch, went to work in the morning, you know, ate my yogurt, ate right, didn't drink a lot, didn't smoke, and yet I'm the one that gets Parkinson's. The average day for me, it begins somewhat slow. I mean, somebody with Parkinson's has more rigidity, and they just have a tendency to move slower. Once I start my meds, have a nice breakfast, kind of kicks in. I start free flowing. Go to work, go off to work, and I'm in sales. You know, a day can be very stressful. So a good end to the day would be a stop at the gym, and I try to make this my kind of release on the stresses from the day. I can pick up my jump rope, I kind of forget my troubles at the door, and I start working out. Day one I walked in here, I've been treated like an athlete, I've been pushed like an athlete. The expectations are I can do everything the other guys can do, may come a little bit slower, but I'm pushed and prodded and joked and ribbed, and at the end of the day, I feel fantastic once I leave the gym. Just tell you a little bit about my family. Been married for 35 years. My wife, Patty. We literally grew up about a mile from each other, went to the same grammar school. We both went to different high schools. I went to an all-boys high school. She went to an all-girls Catholic high school. We met through a mutual family friend's wedding. We have two lovely daughters, 30 years and 26, and they're the highlight of our lives. I'm a regular guy. I walk in the gym, I'm a regular guy. I just happen to be a regular guy with Parkinson's. Everybody looks back at their life and talks about what their accomplishments have been. Mine have been my children. Telling our children at the ages that they were, which were 20 to 24 years of age, it was all in presentation. It was all in how you presented the fact. Dad has Parkinson's, and they weren't sure what Parkinson's was. So once you have it, you explain to them what it's about. It is a disease that they don't know whether it's genetic. It can be handed down, and that was a question and concern that they had, certainly. But you have to live your life, and we've tried to instill in our kids that positivity. You can't control everything in life. Life is full of setbacks. Let's just face it. Everybody has a setback, and this is just a hiccup, and I hope a hiccup for me. I know that there's progression involved with Parkinson's. But I'm trying to do everything I can from a physical and a mental aspect to hold that in check. Boxing and Parkinson's, When I was diagnosed, everybody knows about Michael J. Fox, and everybody know the faces of Parkinson's, good, bad, or indifferent, are Michael J. Fox and Muhammad Ali. My doctor told me that's the best thing about Parkinson's and the worst thing, because everybody equates Parkinson's to Michael J. Fox and Muhammad Ali. And Parkinson's is a very misunderstood and misconstrued disease, because I'm still productive. I can still be productive. I'm one face of Parkinson's of many. I get things done at work, but I think sometimes people see the face of Parkinson's and think, well, how can Marty continue to be productive? How can he continue to drive? I've had people say, ask my wife, can Marty still drive? To me, this is all nonsense. I can still work out. The workout component has been a tremendous thing for me. But there's really nothing that, for the most part, a Parkinson's patient or Parkinson's athlete is restricted only by how they see themselves inside themselves. The battle for me is, as your body changes, you try to combat that. On the inside, you can deal with the mental part of it. I've decided to, instead of despair, I've decided to be determined. So I've replaced despair with determination. I've replaced, you have to embrace the fact that you have it. To some degree, I'm still in denial. I'm still trying to accept the fact that I have Parkinson's, but I've tried to replace that by embracing the fact that I have it. I have it. I shouldn't be embarrassed I have it. Guys, I didn't ask to have this disease, but I've decided that I'm going to take this disease head on, and I'm going to do it through athleticism. And the biggest part of that for me right now has been boxing. I just can't say enough about what the sport has done for me. I'm never going to get in the ring. I'm never going to spar, but I don't need to do that, because I'm getting the repetition, I'm getting the muscle memory part of it through repetition, and I'm amongst friends. I mean, I'm amongst a family of people here that treat me that way, but I don't want to be treated differently. I want to be treated the same way you'll knock somebody upside the head or make fun. I want to be part of that, and I am part of that. This is really a family. I have some advice for anybody that's been recently diagnosed with Parkinson's. In the first, really, it falls into stages. When you're first diagnosed with Parkinson's, you really have to try to embrace it's a shock. It's going to come as a shock when you're first diagnosed. Slowing down the progression is going to happen through maintaining mental sharpness, exercising, and the right diet. Those three components together will slow down and hopefully help you manage the disease. But secondarily to that advice, I would say, and for me, the exercise has been the biggest of those three elements. Is if you're not working out, you need to find a way to be active, and that could be walking, that could be biking, that could be swimming, that could be boxing. Balance is an issue for some people that have Parkinson's. I've been blessed that I have a fairly slow-moving form of Parkinson's, but advice would be, after you've come to terms with the disease, is hey, let's just face it. I got it. Now what? And now what means get up off your ass and get out and get it on. Whether that be, again, walking, working out, swimming, boxing. For me, it's been boxing.
Marty, you're awesome. You have an awesome story, and thanks for sharing it with us today.
I appreciate it. Thanks,
Thank you
Jason.
so much.
Thank
Really
you.
appreciate it. Thanks a lot.
Thanks. Am I smiling enough? I feel like I'm not.
This is a boxing gym. We don't smile in
Yeah.
there.
Oh, it's perfect. It's great.
All right.
Everything's great.
All right.